Hey everyone, I actually used to do a few original shorts on the channel. They're all Splatoon 3 related, so I figure I'd compile them all so you can find them without using the shorts tab in order. Maybe I'll do more for Splatoon 4. Enjoy. So while I and 99% of Splatoon fans thought we've analyzed the crap out of all of the Splatoon 3 trailers we have, it turns out we missed something. There's a hidden multiplayer detail in the one place I didn't look too carefully, the single player section. So this was discovered by Cosmos, check out his Twitter in the description, who watched Chugga Conroy's recent Splatoon episode that went over Splatoon 1 stages that weren't found in Splatoon 2. In that video, there's this image of Flounder Heights, which is basically the standard one that Nintendo's used for the basic Flounder Heights screenshot. And well, they looked at this little corner and this part of the Splatoon 3 trailer. On the far left side, looks like it's from Flounder Heights. And if you're, like me, a little bit skeptical, there's a GIF that basically confirms it. Look at the orange ink on the left side, and you can see it's literally taken from the exact same image. So technically, Flounder Heights is in Splatoon 3, but will it be available in multiplayer? Come on, Nintendo. Yes, please, you have to do it. This is your best stage, please. We need more single player and Splatfest items available in multiplayer stages. If you didn't play Splatoon 1, you might not know that rails and sponges used to only be in the single player. And Splatoon 3 should follow the same trend of moving them to multiplayer stages for these three items. My third favorite one is the Splatfest gimmick. These are domes that drop from the sky at certain points in the match, completely sectioning off areas of the map. These reward more aggressive plays and make turf much more of a dynamic mode, which would be perfect for a ranked version of it. Number 2, ride rails. If you've played the single player, this one requires no explanation. We all know those are the best levels. They might need a bit of tweaking, but considering how well normal rails already work, it's pretty easy to see a tweaked version of this in multiplayer stages. Finally, and my number one pick is boost pads. These wouldn't even need any adjustments, and it's very simple to see how a fast boost could be great for moving around. Especially when used on walls, it could combo super well with fast movement and the brand new Squid Surge attack. I mean, come on, you could definitely see these on Flounder Heights. To me, it's very obvious that these mechanics would make the multiplayer stages even better. Hello everyone, we have an update from the Squid Research Lab on the brand new sub-weapon, and it looks way better than we thought. This is known as the angle shooter, which launches a perfectly straight line into the distance and will reflect off any surface it encounters. This is utility we didn't see in the trailer, and as you can see, not only does it go exceptionally far, but you can bounce it off of multiple surfaces. However, the best part is if they touch the line, they take damage. This is something we needed confirmed, but not only does the sub-weapon do damage, but even just touching the line of it can do damage.
Are you sure?
This gives point sensor utility it's never had before, and it might honestly be pretty good now. With far throwing range, only using what seems to be 40% on a tank, and the ability to bounce over walls and do damage, I think this is going to be an awesome new sub-weapon. Good morning, everyone. We woke up to a brand new stage today, so let's do a brief overview. The official English name for this is Undertow Spillway, and basically this is Splatoon 3's concept of upcycling. I really like the aesthetic of the stage. Having this giant ceiling everywhere is really cool, and the pillars in mid are not only nice just visually, but they can be useful in battle for things like zip casting or using them as normal cover. This is definitely a short range favorite stage, but it also has these two glass like spiked out areas on the high ground that just scream splatling to me, so that's gonna be awesome. And if the bows really do have this great strafe speed, they'll be great there too. As with all the beta maps, there's definitely still a lot we have left to learn with them, and they could change, but I really like this one so far, and visually it's super cool. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and let me know what you think in the comments. See you guys next time. Fans will be the next Splatoon 3 weapon class. Splatoon 3 has introduced one new weapon class so far with the bows, and following Splatoon 2's model, they revealed dualies in the reveal trailer and umbrellas in the direct, so I'm willing to bet the second one will be revealed in the Splatoon 3 direct. Fans are both visually distinct and would make sense for the Splatoon world. It also has plenty of potential to make 3 to 5 different weapons out of. I think fans could be an awesome hybrid between the umbrellas and dualies. You could use the fans to have different movement options, maybe stalling you in the air a bit, pushing you downward, or pushing you to the side. Likewise, you should be able to parry attacks, block it, but give you a slight advantage if you time your flick just right. And it could be 1 or 2 fans that you have equipped, giving potential for dual fire. The flicks could have hitboxes similar to brushes, but it could also fling ink similar to a roller or slosher. Not all of these mechanics have to be present at once, but it just goes to show the amount of ideas and options that you can do with fans. I rewatched all the Splatoon 3 trailers recently. Here's 5 small details. When the opponents die, it shows a colored X, or if your screen is too far away, a splatted icon. This is more than likely basically a spectator-only thing since it's the opposing team that makes it easier to keep track of where people died. Compared to something like Baller, which has some weird startup and end lag frames, Crab Tank seems entirely seamless, probably because since you pop up on the top of it, you're always vulnerable even when transforming. This means it's super fast to both get in and out of the special, and that'll feel really nice. When you get close to the wall, you have a little silhouette that makes it way easier to track where you are, especially useful for Zipcaster. I got this from Zorkonic's video, link in the description, but enemy ink on your screen is much easier to see through and shows up way more to indicate you've taken that damage. Also, when you just start taking damage, there's this animation. And finally, we know the Killer Whale 5.1 has a hexagon radius when you activate it, but it looks like once the beams are active, even if other people like these two players walk into the radius, it'll only stay tracking people who had already locked onto in the first place. Let me know what details you guys noticed and subscribe for more. Hey, Splatfest is back. You guys are picking your teams and hopefully spending your conch shells, but let me give you a small tip about the Splatfest tees. Most of you guys already know that with the Splatfest tee, you can scrub it for super cheap, just 2,000 coins, but you can also change the main ability for really cheap as well. This is great because not only are you going to be scrubbing your Splatfest tee, but ability doubler actually gives you less than having a main and 3 subs of any ability, so instead you can change it to something else. In this case, I'll use Inksaber main. And well, if you want to change it later, say maybe you're picking a weapon that wants some more speed, well, just change it, and you'll get the 6 subs back immediately. You can do this as many times as you want. Just remember when the Splatfest ends, change it to something random you don't really care about, and then you can get all the chunks for your relevant abilities back for free. Hopefully this helps you out, and subscribe for more. Good luck out there. At top level play, 10 missiles is considered one of the best specials in the game, even after its nerf. But I've seen a lot of people being confused about it and bringing up points like the missiles can be dodged, so today I want to quickly break down what makes missiles so good. In higher level play, teams focus a lot on positioning and being able to take key spots of the map to keep the enemy team out and to take advantageous fights that favor them. Because of this, the ability to move the other team out of these positions to give your team a better chance to fight them becomes incredibly valuable. So valuable that missiles isn't even the only special in the game that focuses on moving people as its primary function. It's just the best one at it too. It can be used safely at a global range with minimal end lag and can lock onto all 4 players. On top of that, it has 2 useful extra functions, being the ability to locate everyone, especially useful in an environment where you can call out their positions to your teammates, and good object damage, making it simultaneously one of the best counters against HP specials, which is great with how strong specials like the Big Bubbler and Crab Tank are. There's even more good things about it, such as all 4 players being able to fight while the missiles are landing. Zipcaster is one of the coolest specials in the game, but also very difficult, so today I want to give you 5 tips for the special that you should know. Number 1, use walls for the jump. If you Zipcaster to the floor, you're basically stuck there, where when you go on a wall, you can use a jump to give you varying heights, which can help you get the next arm off or an attack without dying. Number 2, if you're low on health, use the arm spam. These give you armor and allow you to move very quickly, so they're great for getting out of bad situations. Number 3, use squid form to go through grates. If you zip to somewhere underneath the grated platform, you can press B and switch to squid form immediately to jump right through them and attack. Number 4, when your Zipcaster duration is about to run out, especially if you have an opponent who's weak, you can use the arm to extend the duration slightly, which can also do damage to finish off a player. And 5, if you're in a situation where, say, maybe you wipe the enemy team and want to get back as fast as possible, you can jump straight off the map in order to end your special early and recall right away. I hope these tips helped, and subscribe for more. Stringers are an amazing new weapon class, and I want to predict ones I think we'll get in the future with an update. To me, a great idea would be a swift bow, basically a fast bow that could borrow a few mechanics from other weapons and even other games. I think the idea of a bow where its shots spread out a bit more when fully charged to be able to cover a wider area, but do weaker damage to be a 2-shot similar to the Bamboozler could be a really cool idea. It would basically be a mid-range poking bow that would be really reliable to tag enemies but need a little bit of help to secure kills. I think to compensate for this, they could do a charge hold with the same level of Nautilus, basically being a little bit faster and lasting a bit longer. And finally, I think a really cool idea could be a leap mechanic, where if you shoot, you can jump forward, kind of similar to Hanzo from Overwatch. What do you guys think though? Let me know your stringer concepts in the comments. Splatana's and Stringers are 2 new weapon classes that I think could really use a few more kits, and so I'm going to predict one for the Splatanas, in this case being dual swords. These would not only look cool and make a lot of sense, but give access to some unique mechanics. For example, you could have 2 dash slashes since you have 2 swords, giving you added mobility. Another unique idea with these is that your horizontal slashes could be one slightly to the left and one to the right, kind of similar to Dooley's reticle, giving you a bit of a unique painting pattern. To balance this, it would probably be the lowest power of the Splatanas, but the the most mobile, which I think would be a really unique playstyle, and especially given the charge slash's mobility would be really cool for this weapon. What do you guys think though? Let me know your Splatana concepts in the comments. Here are 2 kits for weapons that I think need better ones. The Reflex 450 seems to have a solid kit with Curling Bomb and 10 missiles, but this weapon's weak ability to be able to defend itself up close if it even misses one shot makes it a little bit difficult right now. Since the devs have toned down its painting capability in favor of better paint, I figured I'd give it a kit that can do both. Burst Bomb is an obvious sub-weapon choice as it's flexible all around and could combo with potential partial charges from this weapon, while Booyah Bomb could be used to keep yourself alive as well as get your team in. And second up is the fabled worst weapon of the game, Undercover Umbrella. This is a weapon that saw some use in Splatoon 2 back when it had Torpedo and Ink Armor, allowing it to be more supportive and playing around its regen shield capability when getting assists. I think having the kit return in this game with Torpedo and Tacticooler could potentially work. The main might need some buffs, but it's definitely going to be something that gives it a fighting chance. Let me know what weapons you want to see kits for next, and subscribe for more. Trizuka over the past 2 months has turned into one of the best specials in the game. So what exactly happened? Well, the main change was buffing its outside area of effect damage from 40 to 60 on indirect hits. But why does this matter so much? Well, it makes it less selfish and combo more with the weapon. 60 is over half your health, and because of that, an enemy getting hit with a Trizuka shot can easily be swarmed by your teammates, meaning it's now great to use while your team pushes in. Okay, but let's compare it to Inkjet, an already established good special. Yeah, it might do 10 more damage and have a bit more range, but Inkjet has 7 shots with a slightly longer duration versus just 3. What gives Trizuka the edge? Well, if we compare the damage radius of the special, you'll see that while Inkjet seems solid, it's not even comparable to Trizuka. So while you may have less shots, Trizuka has a lot more impact. This insane team utility, along with other good attributes it already had, like damaged objects and a fast startup, is what's made it rise up to the top. In zones right now, Inkvac Cheese is one of the most annoying things to fight. If the weapon just gets enough of a charge, maybe from a teammate, or just maybe you have to fill it for some situation, that zone can just go away from across the map. However, a neat trick for Brella players to know is you can actually block the vacuum shot, preventing it from painting the zone. In fact, since only the explosion damages the shield, if you're near cover, sometimes you can even block the shot and get behind cover, ready to fight afterward. Though this can be a little risky. Good luck.